Corey Seager goes to the Texas Rangers. Welcome back to the Upside. My name is Michael. Nobody thought the Rangers could pull it off. They first got Semien, John Gray, Cole Calhoun to a lesser extent, and pull off the big fish in Corey Seager. They now hold the best middle infield in all of Major League Baseball. Let's see how they pulled it off. As a 102-loss team last year, the Texas Rangers had a lot to prove with free agents this year. Therefore, they had to pay a little bit of a tax when they first got Marcus Semien. Everybody thought on the high end, Marcus Semien might get a sixth year from a team willing to spend above their budget. Well, Texas had to go that seventh year as a 102-loss team. Now that they finally had one big free agent under their belt, they had to show the rest of the market they were serious. So they grabbed John Gray. The very next day, they went all out and got Corey Seager away from both the Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers. How many people had that one in their book? I certainly didn't. Sure, I might have hoped for it as a Ranger fan, but not in my wildest dreams would I think we could pull off one, but two of the top free agent shortstops on this market. What doesn't Corey Seager bring to the table? He brings a .300 average, 30 home runs a year, 100 RBIs, a .350 on-base percentage, and everything you want in a professional hitter. So if you're the Texas Rangers, that is everything you don't have on this team. Marcus Semien was a nice addition and will be a very good pro going forward, but Corey Seager is now the face of the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers had a lot of holes to fill in their lineup this offseason. They went out and signed Marcus Semien to fill that second base void. They got Corey Seager to fill that shortstop void. They still have more holes to fill, don't get me wrong, but looking at this starting lineup compared to last year, it's not even close. The improvement the lineup has with Corey Seager in there at that 2 or 3 spot in that lineup is a whole lot different than having anybody else. Anybody from Nick Solak to Isaiah Kranafalafa in that 2 spot. That lengthens out that lineup and also attracts more free agents, seeing Corey Seager and Marcus Semien at the top of that lineup as protection for them in the order. So what's the upside? Now they have 2 legitimate cornerstones for their franchise going forward in their lineup. They got John Gray to eat innings in the rotation. So what's that next step in that lineup? What's that next step for the Texas Rangers? Well, they still need outfield help. They have Suzuki on their radar. They have Castellanos still on their radar. I personally don't see him going to the Chris Bryant level of contract. Castellanos is still a stretch for me. Maybe a Chris Taylor I could listen on, but Suzuki looks like the outfield addition here. Rotation, everybody's been talking about Clayton Kershaw. I could see that, but again, you're looking at an injury history and a Dodgers team that just missed out on 2 of their big free agents with money to burn. If he's coming back to pitch next season, I fully expect Clayton Kershaw to go back to the Dodgers. If he does somehow end up on the Texas Rangers, wow. We need to start looking at the Texas Rangers as not just a legitimate contender for 2023, but we need to start talking about them as a possible wildcard team for 2022. What's next for the Los Angeles Dodgers? They've lost out on Max Scherzer. They lost Corey Seager to the Texas Rangers. Sure, they're going to get compensation picks back, but come on, they're the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're looking at winning championships, not winning draft picks. So with that said, what's the next step for them? I fully expect that Trey Turner will be the starting shortstop for them next season. I expect them to sign him to a long-term extension. In fact, some of the shortstops left on this market may even see them as a 1-year stopgap. Gavin Lux probably moves into second base, but if they are able to swing Trevor Story, Carlos Correa, which I fully don't expect them to be in on Carlos Correa, but if they do, wow, it's definitely a Dodgers type move. Think Manny Machado, think the trade for Trey Turner last year. Now, as far as the starting rotation goes, Clayton Kershaw is still out there on the market. He looks like the big addition they're going to need on the pitching staff with losing Max Scherzer to the Mets this season. But again, they're the Dodgers. They are expected to win championships, not draft picks. Will they lose him to the Texas Rangers and gain yet another draft pick and lose out on the possibility of winning another championship? The New York Yankees promised their fan base they would have an improvement at shortstop this coming season. They chased Corey Seager, lost. They chased Marcus Semien, lost to the Texas Rangers. And now we're hearing rumblings that they're going after a player on a 102-loss Texas Rangers team. Sure, he's on that 102-loss team. He was a Gold Glove third baseman the year before, and he played stellar defense this year, but he's not nearly the level of Corey Seager. That's why the Rangers went out and got Corey Seager. Looking at that Yankees team, they still have other holes to fill. Pitching staff. They have to look at first base. They're also looking at luxury tax commitments, and with the new CBA coming up, they really need to be mindful of what those penalties could possibly be. Carlos Correa and Trevor Story remain the top two free agent shortstops left on the market. The New York Yankees look like the team to possibly get one of those shortstops, but we're hearing rumblings about them going after Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. For those other teams looking for a shortstop addition, the Houston Astros are going to need one. The Colorado Rockies are losing their shortstop, but don't look to be in the market. And there's a number of other teams looking for middle infield improvements. Which teams will these players go to? Let us know in the comment section below what you think your team will go for. Will they go for a Trevor Story, looking for a bounce back year, possibly on a pillow contract? Or are they looking to shell out $300 million over 10 years plus to Carlos Correa? Either way you go, you have really good players that are looking for new homes and don't look to be going back to their original team. Of the two big shortstops remaining on the market, Trevor Story and Carlos Correa, which do you think gets the bigger contract? Let us know in the comment section below the team he goes to and what contract you think they sign for. Remember, if you subscribe and like this video, your comment could be posted as our upside of the week.